Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. This is the daily forecast for, what day is it? I don't even know. Monday, the 30th of August. It is not solely set for that date. If you're seeing this on a different date than the 30th of August, know that this might be ready for you when you're seeing it rather than when it was originally created for. For those of you that tune in regularly, we're building off of the energy that has been in the previous reading, so that's always good. Please check out the drop-down menu for those of you that are new so you can figure out where to find me on social media, what decks that I use, a little bit of housekeeping stuff that I want you to think about whenever you're using my readings, all of that sort of stuff. Just so you're aware, this is a broad spectrum reading for all signs, so it's intended to, reach many people. So you have to figure out where it best fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. Nothing's broken. You just might be working on something different at this time. Another thing that I would love to ask of you, if you enjoy the video, please hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when I go live, and share the video out with your friends if you'd like, if you feel as though they can use it or whatever. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the cards today. What do we need to know? Oh, wow, that crystal got knocked into next Tuesday. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, interesting cut there, cards. And our card for the day is High Priestess. I love her. She's a beautiful card. She is Piscean energy, right? She's card number 2 of the deck. She follows the Magician. She's about secrets. She's about intuition. She's about sort of quiet knowing. She's not necessarily the most sort of like verbal card in the deck. She's probably one of the most quiet. And speaking of quiet, we're going to have 3 bulldogs that are going to be quiet because you're going to leave her alone. She's an old lady. The fact that you try and romance her is probably a crime in most states. In dog years, she's like 82 or something. That's probably really inappropriate behavior. You're like 7 years old in dog. Don't go right back to her just because I walk away. Ooh, this Frenchie, he's just got like such a little shit disturber streak in him. Okay, so she is not the most verbal, right? She tends to be sort of spiritually connected, secretive, intuitive, linked in, getting her information from other sources, picking up on information from like the cues of people's actions, their behaviors. She is misread between the lines, right? Like she's the chick that's going to be, or this is the card that's going to be picking up on the extrasensory perception of whatever is going on in the situation. The thing is sometimes her secretive nature or her intuitions can be a bit confusing, or they may not completely make sense in the moment, but we sort of have to like work with them and sort them out as we go. That's sort of the challenge of the High Priestess, right? But she always delivers sort of valid, important information with, when she arrives, right? Or as she's around us. So the fact that she's our card for today, coupled with yesterday's reading where we had that Justice card underneath it, we've got, speaking of which, I did a reading for somebody yesterday and I think it ended out on the High Priestess. Interesting. If you're watching this and you know who I'm talking to, if you're watching this, dear, we had Justice in your reading too. So this might be your reading today. I don't know. She is watching everything from sort of afar, maybe from the sidelines. She's taking notes. She is very aware. She's listening to her own sort of internal dialogue, her own subconscious, her own intuition. She's ruling that as sort of the most valid information above anything else that's going on around her. And that sort of empowers her, right? That should be the thing that indicates or educates her in such a way that it gives her sort of like a silent upper hand that others may not be aware that she has, right? The High Priestess can see things that maybe others can't. She can tap into things you know, and become aware of what's truly going on beneath the surface quicker than most, right? With that justice card that leads this weekly underpinning energy, be prepared for some truths to be revealed. Some of those truths could be our own discovery through our own intuition, and they might prove to be rather confusing or even potentially upsetting. Sometimes I feel like the High Priestess can deliver information that we didn't necessarily know that we needed or maybe didn't really want. But, and with justice there, I'm kind of getting that feeling too a little bit. But ultimately, the High Priestess is a powerful, feminine, intuitive card. And we want to use those faculties today and use those faculties to our advantage to, you know, again, educate us on what is really going on around us. How do we need to, you know, maybe make our next move? She, again, I will say she's not the most verbal of the deck, so we don't want to be telling others about our next move. We may want to stay silent today. We may want to withdraw slightly and be more of an observer. We're going to pick up more information that way than we are if we're like in the fray, kind of duking it out, trying to figure out stuff or you know, force people to our opinion or our understanding. So card number 6 is the card for from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. I love this because it's on a green border, which associates for me with the heart chakra, and it is called Simply Love, right? So whatever we do learn, it's interesting to me because what's drawing my attention in this Simply Love card is that light at on the end of that book that boy is holding. Oh, this is kind of weird because the person I read yesterday, I feel like this reading is maybe specifically for them. Like it's almost like she's looking at the husband and the child. Anyways, what I am going to say about this is that there is a way to be sort of informed, educated, right? In a way that, although it might be sort of, you know, a little bit upending or unsettling, because that Justice card can sometimes be a little bit unsettling, the High Priestess can take this information and use it from a place of compassion, ultimately, because she is associated with Piscean energy, which can be very emotional, right? Very psychic and very emotional. But the Simply Love card indicates or is a reminder that, you know, we might need to, although we have sort of indications or answers that may not be, I don't know if pleasant is the right word, but may not be the exact information that we want or that we like, if that makes sense, to still try and have this information or understand this information from that place of love. Sixes to me always have that sort of essence of balance, harmony, or community with them, you know, like the Six of Wands or the Six of Cups. So when I look at this 6 number, it's like to maintain the balance, although whatever it is that we might, whatever higher knowledge that we are tapping into, whatever awareness that we are being given, whatever secrets that are coming down sort of our psychic pipeline, don't allow those things to sort of take us out of that place of compassion and love. Does that make sense? I kind of get a feeling, and I don't know why, maybe it's because I did this reading yesterday, but I kind of feel like these two might be a little bit buffoonish, but just sort of let them be. You've got it probably more figured out than they do. And so there's something about this light here in this book, and that keys me back to that Justice card. There's some sort of truth that maybe the other party doesn't see, isn't aware of, because it's sitting there in the book, right? They haven't read the book yet. They don't understand. They're not quite at your level is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. So it's best to just sort of bestow upon them this sort of idea of compassion and love. And that's going to serve you better than anything else. Okay, let's go to the grounding stone. And the grounding stone is grounding in strength. knowing your own strength, knowing your own ability, whether that strength is, intuition, intelligence, emotions, emotional connection, emotional, intelligence, all of that sort of stuff can be strengths for you today, especially with the high priestess being present. Grounding in that strength, understanding that you might be stronger than those that you're dealing with. You might be smarter than those that you're dealing with. And I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. You might be more in touch than those that you are dealing with. Finding compassion for them, coming towards them with sort of a sense of love, and grounding in your own strength and your own understanding of who you are and the gifts that you have is going to serve this situation well. Remember, yesterday's underpinning grounding stone for the week is clarity. So as these perceptions, intuitions, whatever, become more clear to us today, as long as we don't sort of use them against others, we ground in our own strength and use that as our guide, we will be okay, right? We will continue to get more and more clear and get the information we need. That is your forecast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.